Hello, Dan and Ryan with Forks Family Homestead. We're just doing a quick tour of our fall garden and our fall greenhouse, see what we got going and how things are doing so far based on our late August fall planting. So I'll show you. So in the front here we have our collard greens, which we just had little cabbage moths kind of try and feast themselves on that, which is not cool. Right behind them is our two peach trees. They're doing really good. We do have our tricolored mum. It's a very large one. We're going to start doing mums at the farmer's market this next year. So that's the seed plant, as it were.
We've been calling it the Mum Empire.
Next, over here we have our poblano peppers, and these are about 5 foot tall over here and about 6 foot tall. This is exactly as tall as I am right here. So these guys are huge, and we have kind of a backlight from the sun here. It's hard to see, but show them some of the peppers there, bud.
These are really big, dude.
Oh yeah, there they are. Look at them. They're everywhere. We got a bunch of them. Hello, guy.
Oh, there's one big one back here.
There's a whole bunch of them hanging up here. There against the...
Whoa.
Anyway, yeah, so those are our poblanos. They're coming on. This is our Anaheim. We have one when I let it turn red, but we also have a few other green ones that are coming down pretty good.
Right here.
And going further on is our jalapeno. I've let a few turn red. I'm going to make some jalapeno and adobo sauce. So we need some red ones for that.
Adobo?
Nice and hot. And here is our basil. Big. I'm saving some seeds in this guy. This is our golden pepper. We've got a bunch of these. There's probably about 12 peppers sitting on this plant. It's pretty decent. This is our red pepper here in the end. We got quite a few of them on there as well.
Whoa, look at that dude.
So yeah, those are good sized ones. Back here in the corner is our Tabasco pepper there. The one that turned just red. We have some yellow cayennes right here in the front. They're just starting to turn yellow in there. And this guy on the other side is a habanero. I did not know that before, but you can see by this little habanero pepper right here. No, you can't. Now you can. There it is. So I do have that. I have planted some fall lettuce. On these 6 5-gallon buckets to start with, I have kale and Swiss chard I planted from seed. On this side we have 2 5-gallon buckets of lettuce I transplanted and 2 3-gallon things of lettuce. Plus up front here the 1-gallon single plants. I'm going to try these to see how they do versus the 5-gallon buckets with a bunch of them in there. On this side, going further on, we have our tomatoes, our fall tomatoes. These are San Marzano Roma tomatoes. So those are headed up pretty well. And we have some little yellow peppers, sweet yellow peppers.
Oh, can I cut one?
It's not quite ready yet, but almost there. And then we just have some strawberry plants I brought into the greenhouse to overwinter right here. So that's what we got for our greenhouse portion. We'll show you what's going on in the garden. Alright, out in the garden, starting here at the front, we have our bok choy. I just harvested this today, so it looks kind of cut back because, well, I cut it back. And we have our tot soy over here, the dark green mustard greens. And this area was cabbage, but none of it really grew well, so it ended up being just weeds. And we do have some lettuce over here, red sale lettuce. A couple tomatoes. There's one here. There's one over here that are volunteers. I'm just letting them go. We might get a tomato. Who knows? Although it's supposed to maybe freeze next week, so I don't think the chances of that are pretty high. We do have our bush beans over here. They've just started to set up beans. Show you them. Inside here, you may or may not be able to see. Come on, camera. Here they are. All the beans are just starting to set up. So they're doing good. Happy about that. And then our next row, past the beans, we do have lettuce that
Decimated.
Dottie got in here and she ripped them up. And how she got in, but she did. She managed it. But we do have the ones I started over here under our tomatillo plant, and they're doing pretty good. So these are our garden version of the lettuce that was in the 5-gallon buckets in the greenhouse. Next 2 rows are the sweet peas, sugar snaps. We got 2 rows of those. They're looking really good. Yep. Past the sugar snaps, we do have a row of potatoes and carrots. So yeah, call me crazy, but I grew them together to see what would happen. Just an experiment. And then just to the left of that is a huge patch of cucumbers that are going crazy. They're loving it here. Have my little trellis, but they're escaping the trellis and just taking over the world. So I don't have a problem with that. If they want to do that, good, more power to them, right? Up front, we do have some okra, and we do have the okra putting up a couple little heads here, as you can see. So those are neat. You got little okra heads over here.
Something ate it.
Yeah, a deer came by and chewed on some stuff, I think, one day. Yeah, oh, that watermelon gets to go to the chickens. But that one's pretty big, good size. Show them how big this one is. Here's Ryan.
Oh, it's about.
No, this one right here, buddy.
Oh.
Put your hand down there so they can see how big it is compared to your hand. This watermelon is 1 Ryan cubit long and
16
about
inches.
8 inches wide. So that's nice. Our sweet potatoes were here. We harvested them a couple weeks ago now. But here is big boy Betty.
About 24 inches.
And that is a big watermelon.
It's like 10 inches wide.
So we're happy about that. Here's our tomatoes. These are a experiment that I failed in. So I tried to put them up with string across 2 sets of T-posts, and they all fell over. They're way too heavy for what I had them setting up on. But we have been getting harvests about every 4 days. I get a homeschool box full of tomatoes. There's just hundreds of little tomatoes in here, and I pull them out as soon as they get kind of blush colored, like this guy. So we pull these guys out, and most of them are about this size, which is about 1.5 inches or so across. But we do have some Romas over here, and we do have some bigger tomatoes on this side over here, and I'll show you these. Like here. You can't see it, but there she is. So it's a little bit bigger, a couple inches across. And as soon as I get blush color, I'd like to pull them out. That way they can ripen inside very quickly. It takes only about 3 or 4 days to ripen these. But our big tomatoes are up here, and they're doing pretty good too. A lot of greenery. Oh no, this one got bugged. He got bugged. That's all right. We got a lot of them. What's wrong?
There's fire on it.
Okay. Like this guy here is a few inches across. These are 1 pound plus tomatoes.
What?
This guy, get off of there, you bad stink bug. Stink bug, seriously. So this guy is very big as well, big as my fist. And we got a lot of them up in here that are fist size or bigger. And this is the other side, going across the tomato row. This is another one, has really big tomatoes hanging off of it. This is our big boys. So hopefully it doesn't freeze next week. If it does, I have to come out and pick them all green, let them ripen inside. But that's all right, I don't have a problem with that. I did that last year, it worked out well. So that's kind of where we're at with our garden. There's still things that are going. We do have supposed to get down to about 35 degrees in the middle of next week, and that could put a damper on our garden. At least the beans. I do plan on covering what I can with frost cover. Where are you going? So hopefully we'll be able to save some of the stuff, but who knows? Might lose it all, but that's the way it is. So that's where our garden is at right now. But it is a beautiful night here in Oklahoma. Sun behind us, it's only about 70 degrees, cool. The nights are getting crisp, and the mornings are cold, but daytime is nice and warm. So it's just been great weather. And we're looking forward to hopefully a couple more weeks of the garden. We'd like to see our tomatoes set up a little bit longer. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. And I'd like to get some more greens. The greenhouse will be nice. We're going to see how that holds up to the frost. We'll have all the windows, whatnot, closed, obviously. And that should help out quite a bit. And our goal is to be able to extend the growing season and see how much longer we can bring our lettuce and tomatoes and peppers and all that stuff into the next season. So that's our
Garden tour.
fall garden tour, and hope you all have a great night and take care.